Hi guys, Paul here from PA Brew News. Special PA Brew News today. 14 years, 14 long years. I age like milk. Some people age like wine. It is what it is. But we are 14 years on YouTube, and I have a little chance to reflect, a little chance to think about people we've met. We've became friends. We've lost. We don't know what happened to some of them, but yes, so it's been a hell of a run. Last year we did the Chimay Gauntlet, which was really fun. Not doing a gauntlet this time, but I did think about doing maybe a double bock gauntlet. We still will do that, but maybe not for the anniversary, but maybe next year. I was thinking about, because I think I can get about 7 different Schlekera beers, so doing a 7 smoke gauntlet would be pretty cool. Yeah, so anyway, yes, so it is time for me to celebrate. I just got home from work, took some medicine. Unfortunately, it's raining outside and my nose is acting up, so I don't want to be sniffling and snorting through the damn review, so hopefully the medicine will work. I feel better than I was, so let's hope hair looks like crap, but I hope everything just works correctly and we just have a nice little beer review video. Who gives a shit? It's not really a review, it's more just a celebration kind of video. I don't have candles to blow out or anything, but whatever. Listen to some Baphomet from New York. And I have a beer here to celebrate. So I went over to Sabatini's in Exeter, Pennsylvania, and picked up a small little beer. Well, it's 10%. You know what I mean? They say go big or go home, right? So I went big. Here we go. So we have the La Trappe Quad, 10%. So here you go. Now it says here on the label, so I thought that was pretty interesting. The Trappist Quadruple, 10%, world's first quad since 1991. So apparently the first, from what historic record there is. This is a Trappist brewing company. It was brewed within the Abbey, the whole deal. But in 1991 is when they first brewed and labeled it and got. I mean, you might have had something close to this in other breweries and in abbeys and stuff like that. But this was, I guess, maybe they got like first to the trademark license. I don't know. So since 1991, they brewed their first quad. The first quad ever, and quad is like one of my favorite Belgian styles. Trappist Ale Brewery since 1884, authentically Trappist, which is great. Now this particular quad has some age on it, as do I, as does the channel. This has been brewed in 2021, so 5 years of age, and I always find 5 years is a beautiful age for many of those big bold styles, so that's perfect. This was extremely affordable. I think it was affordable. So this was $29 for this nice old big bottle. Yay. So let's get into it, and then we'll piece it apart and talk about other crap too. Oh yeah, I want to give so Sabatini's, Exeter, Pennsylvania. I want to give a big, huge thank you and shout out to me, because I bought the damn thing. So there you go. Fucking Joe. Alright, get that out of the way. He'll get a kick out of that. So, yes. Yay. Alright. And I think my nose is hopefully going to not be weird. I'm really happy about it. Aha! Look at that. Look at that. That's barrel smoke. Look at that. I like it. There we go. Using the Saint Fouillon. Label out, folks. There you go. Now they did have Saint Fouillon's triple there, but it was the bottle size, like probably like that extra, and then they had a big one. And I would have obviously loved to get one of those and do it, but that's now I'll do it later. I was gonna say it might be too ridiculous, but I like ridiculous. So I mean, some people might think this is ridiculous, but this is a celebratory bottle for a celebratory day, and damn it, I'm home now, and I got 2 big steaks to cook after this too, so I'm happy about it. Cheers. I have had their quad. I've had it in the small 11.2 ounce bottles. I bought that over at W&S distributors over in Northumberland, Pennsylvania, and it was good. So, cheers. Firm carbonation. It's one of those ones where it's good for a video like this, for the style, because it should breathe. It should like effervesce a little bit, like get some of those bubbles out. Definitely has a beautiful burnt sugar caramel burnt sugar caramel flavor going on there. Beautiful clove, raisins, figs. Nice little tannic tonality going in there, a little pepperiness in the background. Yeah, definitely a beer to just sip on and enjoy for the whole night. Yeah, absolutely. Let's give it a top up. There you go. Let's see if it says anything interesting here. La Trappe Quadruple, a characteristically Trappist ale with a warm amber color and cream-colored head. The aroma, this is a huge bottle with extremely small text. Wow. The aroma is associated with clove and nuts. Yeah, tannic note tonality, kind of like a husk. Yeah, I can understand that. Not almond husk, Joe. Not almond husk. Where's the apple brandy? I'm just not getting it. Oh, good times. Balanced by the sweet aromas of vanilla, raisins, and bananas. La Trappe Quad is the heaviest of all the La Trappe Trappist ales, and it is also the source of the name of this style. A full and intense taste, malty with sweet tones of dates and caramel. The aftertaste is smooth with a slight bitter and slightly bitter. Serving temperature is 10 to 14 degrees C, and we're in that because the air conditioner's been on all day, so that's good. Yeah, it's cool outside anyway. It's raining, but I don't feel like I just got home, so it's nice and cool in here. And just if I feel crazy, I have one of these I could open afterwards. I actually have a really old bottle of this to open, and let's go. Let's not go too crazy, guys. Let's calm down. But this is really tasting great. I really like that. And we're back. So don't be too surprised there's some cuts in this video because the vinyl player doesn't have the automatic restart anymore either. So I gotta go change the vinyls. But I might put a different one on anyway, so it's all good. So anyway, back to me. 14 years on YouTube, crazy stuff. Wolf Slayer Records, 17 now because I started with the black metal and stuff. And actually the black metal is one of the reasons why I kind of started seeing other people on YouTube, on BrewTube, and on what it was called back then. Essentially, it didn't have a name, but it was just a place where people were doing some crazy beer reviews. I mean, Simon the Real Ale Guide was doing his stuff. I think a lot of people watched Simon when they first started. One of the big things that got me into the beer review thing was with me being the black metal guy. I looked up black metal, and then I saw David Tuvar's the Urban Viking Ale review of Jester King, which I never had. Sadly, I've never had Jester King's Black Metal. I was never able to find it. So there is something intriguing about that beer that I heard recently. That it was an OG, like, in big, bold, huge Imperial Stout. Then Jester King kind of all went funky, and then they had it a sour stout. And I really, like, I had a Madura Obscura. I cannot remember who brews that off the top of my head, but something about like Silly Pumpkin or something like that. I can't remember. I don't even want to get off on a tangent with that one. But that was an interesting beer. But the soured Imperial Stout Black Metal, I didn't want to have. But recently, another great gentleman I just met, the Ginger Yeti Road Beers, right here and right there, right over there, right over there. I can't point the other way. From Ohio. He just recently had it. I don't know if he got it. I can't remember if he got it sent to him or if he saw it when he was on his trips. But he didn't seem to make any notes of any kind of sourness. So either it never became sour, only the brewing company as a whole kind of like expanded into the sour territory, or it's back being a regular old Imperial Stout. So that piqued my interest about maybe hopefully tracking that beer down again. So yes, again, the David Tuvar or the Urban Viking Ale. Definitely can't wait to get back over to England and hopefully get a chance to see him. When I was over in England in 2018, I actually got a chance to hang out with Peter, the Clueless Drinker, then Rob from Hopzine, James Rampant Lion Beer Reviews, Stuart Ginger Real Ale Trail, Harry, Blue Nose Beer Reviews, and of course one of the brewers over at Ramsbury. I was really happy because thanks to Adam for sending me some of Ramsbury beers. And the Bellapour was the first one I reviewed for them. And so it's really cool to get a chance to actually see all those guys. And of course, the legend that is Craig, not Kent from Craig Beer Reviews. So it's Craig from Kent Beer Reviews. And I don't know, I guess a lot of people thought his name was Kent. It's kind of funny. But what a great guy, too. It just, the whole group of people that I met when I was in England were just, just as, they weren't as good as they were on camera. They were better. They were just great times. Absolutely fantastic. And then, of course, I went to Canada recently. I think it was 2 years ago now. I know recently. But I got a chance to see Chris from Off the 10th again, which was so happy about that. I got a chance to meet Shane for the first time. Of course, Beer Day with TK. I got the chance to finally meet Todd and Shannon and RJ, or Rod J rather. I said RJ. You would know he's talking about Rod J, stuff like that. There is like so many different people that I get a chance to actually, and of course Dave and Brian the Beer Snob, and just like, and I'm like, this is what it's about. Okay, this is what I like about it still. The community, of course, my brother from another mother, Joe, the average troll Murica. I will make fun of him till the day. One of us is going to grow first, but we will make fun of each other, I hope, as much as possible. And of course, the OG people that I was like really happy to get a chance to actually get to know, like Lee, of course, Lee Russell, the fantastic Lee Russell. They Must Be Destroyed on the site, a movie podcast. Check them out on Podbean and now and again on YouTube. I think some of the old episodes are still there, but definitely on Podbean. And Nick Long, of course, the albino rhino, who's now in Regina, which sounds like vagina, but I think Regina means queen. Pretty sure he's kind of a queen. Never got a chance to meet Berserker, but I watched a lot of his stuff. There's probably so many people that I could say that, of course, Guy, stuff like that. And that's what I was about to say. That's what happens to other people. Like, where the hell's Ewart? Where did he go? Ashley Saxon, I never got a chance to really have any of his home brews or anything like that. That would be really cool. But like, where the hell's Ewart? Where did Ewart go? And this is what the video is going to be like. A lot of just random talk stuff. So if you really like the Brew Tube, if you're part of this scene right here, that I know you a little bit, maybe you want to talk. You want to watch, So there are a couple people that I am just, what the hell happened to them? Grant Baker was a great home brewer. He was in the scene for a long time with the SJ Pour stuff. So cheers, SJ, if you watch this. Grant Baker, he just disappeared. I mean, his channel's still there. There's no videos on it. Johnny, he changed his whole, Johnny in Ohio just changed his whole sunny disposition now. Just completely changed everything. Did his own thing, never came back. Maybe that's the smart thing. Maybe I should have just, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, I've been like, you know what, I'm out, and just started doing like quilting or something. Or maybe it's a better thing to do. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. So Johnny, he went his own way. DJ from DJ's Brew back when doing beer review. Like, where the fuck did you go, DJ? Like, I see all his comments on my old stuff going through. I'm like, where the hell are you, DJ? There's a couple people that when I just think about it, it's like, they were going pretty hard and heavy, and then they kind of just disappeared. Keith's another one. Keith Beer Review. He was doing some really good stuff. He was over in like Washington, Portland area, kind of close to like Paul Dirtman's, and of course the late great Kevin from Kevin's Homebrew, Clement's Homebrew. So definitely rest in peace, Kevin. I mean, that's probably, I'm gonna bring him up again a little bit. So, but I got a chance to meet his son Christian and stuff. Scared the shit out of him because of what we did that night, but it wasn't that bad. And everybody got some pizza, which was really good. I like that. This quad is drinking very nicely, and it's a bottle the size for my hand. That's also very nice. For $29, I'd buy this all the time. I'd buy one of these a week. Yeah, just like, okay, it's finally Friday night. I'm home. I'm having a beer. Bam. That's the beer I'd have. Perfect size. I love it. I was thinking about doing a live stream, but with the rainstorm and the fact that it's Sunday night and the DSL and all that stuff, there's a chance that the internet would just not work. Not the way I'd like it to, anyway. So, and I was watching some of my old stuff back, which is really funny because I could see how much I've changed over the years. I still hate the sound of my voice. I do not know how any of you watch my videos. My voice is so fucking annoying. And yes, I have been annoying, and I have been a drunk asshole, and I have done stuff and try to make people laugh on live streams when it's a little bit much. I get it. But just in general, I hate my voice. And I cannot, and you guys must be either sadomasochist bastards or just tough as nails to be able to handle this voice. And I thank you for joining in, especially now. We're like pretty much plateaued, I guess you want to call it, with videos. Like, now and again you'll get views and stuff like that, but like generally I get like 30 views, 32 views for, I mean, I'm definitely not I got over 1,000. You know what, too bad I didn't close my channel then, but I got over 1,000, and I get like 30 to 40 solid views a video. But it's not about the views, it's about the comment section. And I get like a couple people pretty consistently just popping in and commenting. And that's, again, we're gonna go back to that previous comments, or that line of dialogue that I had before about the fact that it's about the community. It's about the people you meet, and the connections that you make. The fact that I have friends now that I've had for 14 years that are still my friends, and then would still hang out with me, and not, be like, I don't know who the fuck that guy is. I mean, that's a lot. That says a lot, I get a little excited, I get a little excited. Like when I saw Chris for the first time, I had to bear hug him and swing him in the air and walk him around. I was just happy, And then when I saw Joe, I mean, like every time I see Joe, I'm like, it's like, this is fucking Joe. Shit, it's Joe. You know, I actually was just telling my wife, we were over at Sabatini's, and I told her, I was like, hey, you know, let's say about 8 years ago now or something like that. I'm really iffy on dates. To me, like everything was yesterday. But I would say like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, we met over at Sabatini's with Matt from Massive Beer Reviews, who's over in New Jersey now. So he's officially a deserter, and he can never come back to Pennsylvania. I'm just saying. But he, Joe, Matt, and I, when of course Jake, Joe's dad, all met up at Sabatini's for a little bit, which was super cool because it's like the coolest fucking place ever. And then we went down the road to the one bar and grill and just, you know, had some more beers, shot the shit and stuff. That was super cool. I think I'm pretty sure, if I remember, because I remember my life being 24/7 work, I was kind of rushed, which I don't like, but it was so great to see those guys. Absolutely cool. And then, of course, like, Matt and Joe have been in the house, you know, out in the porch when it was different, and then out in the woods doing the, and Joe and I did a pale ale review by campfire light, and and it got darker and darker, and as soon as the campfire, like, we were like, you couldn't even see us on the video, which is fucking hilarious. I just think it's fucking hilarious. So, yeah, it's been a hell of a run so far, you know, and I remember recently watching my 100th video, which is George Gale's Old Ale. I happen to have another bottle of George Gale's Old Ale, and I believe that's going to be my birthday review for this year. And it's a 96 bottle of George Gale's Old Ale. If it sucks, you know what, I'll drink something else afterwards. But you know what, I think I'm going to hold that for my birthday review. Still, the oldest ale I've ever had was the Courage Ceremonial Ale for the Princess Di Prince Di and Lady. God, I keep saying it wrong. Prince Charles and Lady Di's wedding in 1981 when I was born. So it was the same age I was when I had it, which tickled the shit out of me. I love that. But the 96 will be fun. Good beer. Good beer. Good beer. What was not a good beer, which was okay beer, but it wasn't a good beer, was recently had Hill Farmstead's Double Nelson on tap, which I was super excited about. I was like, oh yeah, fucking Hill Farmstead Double IPA. This is either going to be ridiculously thick and sweet, or piney as like hop to hell, like this is gonna be an experience, right? It was the most bland thing I think I've ever drank. It was like, it wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it was completely drinkable. It was 8%, that's fine, whatever. God, what a waste of money. Because so that was $10.99, $95 or something like that a pint, you know. And so I was like, well, that was a fucking waste of time. I had a triple caramelette after that, and I was like, this is the fucking amazing. Like, it has so much character and shoutiness and uniqueness, but smoothness and sweetness. Like, this is a beer. That was shit. This is a beer. This is a great beer. The triple caramelette was a fucking fantastic beer. You know what I mean? But the hype train bullshit overpriced garbage was nothing. But that's when we get into BrewTube yeah. So that's when we started getting a little bit of weird stuff going on. You get these 93 garbage people, and the ones, you know, the ones that take this was one of the classic ones. They used to do this. They'd start the camera, and the beer was already poured. They're like, all right, let's get this first sip. Let's get like, and they wouldn't even take the head, and they would talk about an hour and a half about every single tasting note they got, verbatim. Wow, you know. And then that's not the. I mean, that's just the tip of the shitbird. You got the people that have started buying cases of the hype beer and then only trading through so many people. It just got really, like, how do you say it? Like, it's just like, it started getting really elitist. It got really about who had the most money, made the best this and that. And everyone started, like, even before YouTube, where you could monetize or anything like that, they started making fake content to get noticed. It was clearly fake content. And then you have like the Dars of the world that's, oh my god, this is 93 garbage, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't a fucking 100% 10 out of 10 every fucking time. Because he's just a fucking dick. I mean, everyone's allowed to your opinion, but are you? Should you? Hey, why don't you just buy it at Benny's, okay? Buy it at Benny's, alright? That just makes sense, you know? Just mix it with your Cheerios. You'll be alright. Yeah. Yes. BrewTube's been had a lot of different things going on, you know? You get guys drinking in a like a 7-Eleven at 5 in the morning and doing beer reviews in Louisiana. And then you got guys pouring Bourbon County Proprietors version in Cheerios. Then you got guys that like sipping the rarest shit you can, and because it wasn't exactly what they thought, they would just like give it a bad score and say, but like give it a bad score, going, this is only a 92. I can't drink this anymore. Really? And then of course, then we had the whole Haze Bro, Date Bro thing going on that we got a chance to see, that if anything wasn't within 2 weeks, they would just pour it down the drain. That was fun. That was a good time. Yeah. We've seen a lot of weird ass people. And Chris Peter did kill those women. So, I mean, we all know that. Dick. Penis. As a black metal guy, for like 30 years, I'm old. I really I always hated anyone mentioning that style of music and relate it with Chris Peters, because he's a top fucking radio hits little bitch. He's not black metal, I'll tell you that right now. I'm a bitch too, but in a different way. That's right. Did I mention this is good beer? It's good beer. It's good beer. Yeah. So, total Ramblecast. This is totally a Ramblecast. It was meant to be. I bought this big ass bottle and I fully intended Ramblecast. You can see my cheekbones. I lost 70 pounds. Wow. But not in a bad way. I'm still over 200, so that's good. I actually just did some working out. Not today, yesterday. Took a day off, and I did a little bench pressing, and I'm getting there. Got to keep on going. Just got to keep working. Keep working, keep working, keep working. I know I'm a lot droopier. My face is all droopy. I used to be such a smooth, sexy little baby when I started doing beer reviews. Now I'm a withered old man. Oh well. I still act like I'm 7. So, I mean, that's good, right? Yeah. Well, my wife would give me shit about some of the stuff I said. And I said, you know, she was like, oh, you're like a 6-year-old. I said, no, 14. Everyone's 14. Everyone has a perverted 14-year-old in them somewhere. And then she got it. She's like, she gets it now. I was like, oh, fuck, 14-year-olds. Yep, exactly. Because she does it too. I was like, we're just all 14-year-olds. Trapped in old men's bodies and old ladies' bodies. Now, there's people I haven't met yet, though. There have been people I've met. There's people I never wanted to meet. And there's people that I would like to see put under a bridge with weights on their feet. Yeah. One of the people I haven't met yet is Redbeard. Never met Redbeard. I might be glad I haven't. You know what I mean? Scott would say that. Maybe not. I don't know. I never met Scott either. So, just just don't ask me to slap your red beard. Don't do that. And don't break any ribs. Don't fall over. You have a tendency to fall over a lot. Don't do that. No more broken ribs. But Redbeard's a good guy. Sammy Small to Sammy. Sam Small, my brother from Australia. He's like basically just an Australian version of me. He is I don't give a fuck what you think of me. I'm gonna say this. You can eat a dick. I'll have another one. I like that. That's Sammy. Sam's great. It would be a honor and a privilege to drink with Sam and to drink with Redbeard as well. We have shared many of the live streams together. So, I did already mention David Tubar, that I hope to see him when I go back over. Actually, there's another guy. He's not a brew tuber, but he likes some craft beer, and he seems like a decent dude. Matt from the Absolute Ranker. He just seems like a solid fucking guy. So I definitely wouldn't mind sharing a couple pints with that guy too. If you haven't checked his channel out, definitely do it. Absolute Ranker is good on my book. He seems like a really solid dude. Yeah. Another one that would be really cool, there's two people actually that I was going to meet when I went over last time, but unfortunately one of them had a baby. It didn't come out of him, but he was involved with it. And the other one had work problems, something like that. And that would be Jacob Beer, and then Dean's Beer Reviews. So both of those fine folks would be great to meet. And of course, the great Adam. He's on YouTube now and again, Mersey Beers. He's on there now and again. So I was going to say, he actually does have a channel now, essentially, because he does do live streams. So that would just... So there's three more guys that would be really privileged to get a chance to meet. I never met Peter, Master of Hoppets, or Jakob, and I don't see a lot of either of them anymore. I don't know if they even do anything anymore, but they seemed like decent damn guys, you know what I mean? So that's cool. Tony Yates, another one from homebrewer from Norway. He wasn't originally from Norway, but he lives in Norway. I haven't seen much of hide nor hair of Tony recently as well. So Mr. B seems like a good guy. Simo seems like a fucking good guy. And I mean, it just, I like northern guys anyway. I mean, sorry, Craig. It's just, I love the north of England. I mean, northern England is just my cup of tea. Everything's more, it's more affordable. I don't know, that I like the beer better, just like dark beer, give me an auto siphon any day. Oh yeah, yeah. Tight sparklers and auto siphons. I know Hugh would hate that. He doesn't like that at all. No. Hugh Grant does not like that. But I like a tight sparkler. That's what I do. My thing. That's why I got one. I love the fact. I actually loved it so much I had to get one installed in my house for my home brews. Tells you I love it. And if I glass over anything, one, I'm fucking old. Two, I only got this bottle to do it in. And three, there's a lot of shit to cram into 14 years to say about how you doing, you know. One of the first things that was really funny, that if you look back at my stuff, was meeting up with DJ and Johnny and going to Appalachian Brewing Company, and the one beer was so bad we said it was like basically the equivalent of Satan's scrotum sauce. It was a lot of poo-pooing on Appalachian Brewing Company back in the day. I hope they did get better. The one beer that Appalachian Brewing Company always got right was their 666. Fucking great beer. And actually, 666 was the first beer I ever did on my birthday. So that was my first birthday beer review. And I did the first, like, the Evil Dead opening and everything. I actually really did. I used to actually give a fuck more. So I tried to, like, give some film. I mean, the cameras and shit I had was garbage. You know what I mean? So like, I would, if 14 years old ago me had the camera quality that I have now, it'd be pretty cool to watch the, you know, the Evil Dead entrances and this and the boomsticks and you like the Evil Dead Red. I had the shotgun, I had the boomstick in the dungeon and stuff like that. The reason I'm doing it up here and not down in the dungeon, by the way, is because of the vinyl player. Because the vinyl player down in the dungeon gave up the ghost. I don't want to say too much. I hate that. But I will say that I looked at back at a lot of my beer reviews, which you don't do. You don't do at the time, right? You do it later. You do it retrospectively. And a lot of the times it's like, man, I could have tweaked that vinyl player, turned it down a little bit. Like, it sounded good to me, but the camera that I had, the quality of the camera I had was just like, you know what I mean? I was like, oh man, no wonder you never fucking did anything with your life. You know? And it was just one of those ones where I think it's more bass heavy here, so I don't think it's gonna, you know, like it did back then down in the dungeon. Again, those Canon little handhelds and stuff that I used to use to try to get that on it's probably not the best thing to pick up audio. And another thing that a lot of people didn't realize, didn't seem to anyway, is I had to put everything on a scan disc. But I never had internet at my house. I only had internet at my house about 5 years ago, so I'd actually have to get the scan disc and then travel somewhere that had Wi-Fi or internet or whatever, and then pop that into a computer and actually upload the thing. And then there was a lot of comments, especially at the time, like, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you download this? Why don't you do this? It's like, how? I don't have any of that. They're like, oh shit, you don't have that? I'm like, no, I actually have to. I actually uploaded a lot of the shit at the job I worked at. I used to be a maintenance guy, third shift at a foundry, and I actually used to use the computer to until they restricted the use of thumb drives. I used to do all my uploading at work, but they restricted it so nobody could pull vital information off. I think that's a pretty much standardized thing now. But nobody wanted the information off of Foundry, as far as I can say. Like, why would you want that? But it did fuck me up, so I had to go to a different house to upload all my stuff, which made it even harder, because that was a completely different train I had to go to get that, and then with extra time, extra this. So like, you can never get like a consistent, like I know like people like really consistent stuff now, like consistent uploads, and it was really hard to get that, because that was before you could schedule too. So it was like, well, I got 27 fucking videos. Either I'm never gonna post them, I'm posting now. Let's go, you know. And I think I lost some subscribers back in the day for like I don't like it when people do it today, which they still do. Flood your feed, you know. I feel like I'm flooding the feed, so you don't do that, you know. So it's really crazy. It's good beer. It's a good beer, and my nose has been calm, and I've only been blowing it when I take my breaks, so it works out pretty good. It's kind of funny though, I was going through a lot of my stuff, and it's something that's going to happen to everybody. I'm not talking about death yet. I wanted to start with brewing companies. We lost a lot in the last 14 years. Maytag, I think Maytag's is one of the ones I was like, really? I thought you were gonna like Anchor. I thought you're gonna be here forever. We lost that, but we lost Green Flash. We lost. I'm trying to think There was one that came to my head. I didn't even think about that we lost. It wasn't Green Flash, but it was another one of the West Coast brewing companies that actually made a pretty decent barrel-aged porter, and we lost them too. I can't think of it off the top of my head though, but one of my favorite brewing companies. I did a beer review, like a beer brewery tour, Full Pint. We lost them. Sometimes Log Yard and we didn't see eye all the time, but we lost them too. There's been a slew of brewing companies. Devil's Eye. I mean, Berwick Brewing Company went under. Tom retired, but someone else just bought it. You know what I mean? So there's always that hope of renewal. You know what I mean? Which is nice. It's always that ebb and flow thing. Brewing Pennsylvania, I think, not just Pennsylvania, but a lot of places had this weird moment where they were just handing out loads for small businesses, and all these brewing companies just kind of came up, and most of them sucked, but they were there. You know what I mean? And they lasted for so long, and it didn't matter if they were great or mediocre. A lot of us, you know, like kind of populated into certain areas. You know what I mean? And they couldn't keep afloat. They just started pop, and it still sucks. Even when the shitty brewing company in your area closes, still a brewing company in your area. You know what I mean? Like, so you still feel it a little bit. So that sucked. That happened quite a bit, and we did lose. I have some glasses there that I'm slowly putting up on the shelf of retired, because they're no longer around, and I want to make sure I'm going to keep that glass as an heirloom now because they're no longer around. This is a glass that I was gifted, and I found out they're no longer there anymore, and I was like, you know what, that is absolutely fantastic. I was really appreciative of having this glass, and to make sure I keep it in quality condition. Let me show you something else. This is a traditional pump clip from the Morel Brewing Company. You can see that. And as soon as I saw this, I just felt, unfortunately they've been gone for quite a while now, but as soon as I saw this, I absolutely fell in love and had to have it, especially because of I think the style sold it for me, so I ended up getting this, and this is up on my little shrine in my own little private corner pub. Cheers. And I just love it. I love everything it stands for, the tradition. We need more of this in our lives. We need more brewing companies that still want to do this. Not just cheap throwaway pump clips. Real tradition, real background, real styles. Love it. Cheers. Yeah. This has been a hell of a ride. 14 years. The biggest thing is I wanted to kind of touch on is I really appreciate everyone helping me, standing by me, following me, supporting me. Intermezzo, Tom A, US 911, USA 911, Matt P, especially Matt P, Adam, thank you very much. There hasn't been many beer mails, but and Kevin, thank you. DJ, the meetup was awesome. Every time when I went to England, we traded shit, had a good time. Harry even bought me a My Little Pony cake. I love that. That's fucking fantastic. So I really, really appreciate it. It's something that doesn't happen to me very often, and everyone who's taken their time. Though Eric Bomey, like B&E beer reviews. I sent him stuff. He sent me stuff. That kind of thing. Like Nate and Brad Pico over there at Under the Table Brewing. I want to just give just take my time and give a couple shout outs. You know what I mean? Jack, Bear Beer Reviews, now at Adam Brewing Company. Thank you very much. He sent me the first time I ever had Alchemist Brewing Company. He sent me that, so I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a big ride, hasn't it? Yeah. So I want to take my big hand and get this big. Oh, I love the size of this bottle. it just feels right in the hand when you pour it too. People would struggle because they're weak. I don't think any celebratory anniversary, birthday, whatever you want to call it, isn't truly complete without a memorial to a certain degree. I want to bring it down. Don't worry, I'll swear and shout, call people bastards for pouring like an idiot afterwards. But all jokes aside, you know, I mean, like, so I just want to say a big, you know, cheers to Terry K, Terry's Beer Reviews, Kevin, Clementone Brews, Paul, time for another one, Stark, just trying to, you know, it's one of those ones where you almost want to like not think about it, you know what I mean, but they're passing away, and I really want to thank SJ for keeping me on the loop with Kevin too. Like that was we were over in Erie, Pennsylvania, out in the thing, and I got the text, and I was like, what do you mean? Like I just didn't even I guess I didn't want to process it. You know what I mean? Like that can't be. Like what are you talking about? You know what I mean? So it's been a hell of a ride, and we've lost some really good guys for different reasons, and it just sucks. You know, it sucks, and we got to keep this shit. Like I have Kevin's cup right there with the drunk one. But I have Kevin's cup right there with his son on it, and you know, I think my biggest thing is my memory. I like remembering everything. I just want to remember everything, you know. I think it's my biggest. There's two fears in my life. Anything that happened to my daughters, obviously. But I don't want to lose my memories. It's my biggest thing. Like I want to remember everything. I remember shit that I mean, like 4 years old, I remember stuff. I want to keep every memory I can. You know what I mean? And just the idea of losing any of those memories, you might lose someone in that translation. You know what I mean? Like losing that one memory, you might lose someone from your life, and that just terrifies me. You know what I mean? That's my fear. You know, I don't fear lots of shit. I don't fear anybody. I don't fear this. I don't fear that. I don't want to lose shit in my head. You know? I like my memories. I don't want to lose that. So, yeah, that's deep. Yeah, that's deep. Well, there you go. Deep. Well, another person we lost, I don't know, to like gay fashion shows or something. I don't know what Brad's doing, but Brad from Calgary, where the fuck are you? Oh, by the way, I didn't shout out West Coast Nick. Thanks. Dan ABA. No, not Dan ABA. That's another guy. Dan, West Coast Beer Reviews. Oh. Is it West Coast Beer Reviews? In my head, that means America, and he's in Canada. I'm pretty sure it's West Coast Beer Reviews. But Dan, you know who you are. Dan Crocker. Dan ABA, another shout out. He makes crazy sour beers and meads. You gotta have friends like that, because you need them to do those things for you. You know, I've never been I mean, I've made sour beers, but they were not on purpose. Absolutely not. 100% not. I mean, one of the things that I'm really thankful for in my life is BrewTube. It's changed. I'm going to bitch about how it's changed. But let's look at the facts. I said about Calgary, Calgary, Nova Scotia, Scotland, England, Germany, Denmark. Like, you see what I'm trying to say here? Like, this is a big fucking deal. and I mean, Joseph, what the fuck happened to Joseph? Or, I mean, Joseph used to do shit all the time. Down in, was he Southern California? He was close to that. Disappeared. Gone. Chad's is back, I guess. Back. Is that a good thing? I don't know. He's back. Is he back? I don't know. I saw a video and then I never saw another one. I don't know where he is. I have no idea. But it's just weird. It's weird. Brewdog's dead. How about that? You know, did they deserve it? I think they did. Because they got too goddamn big. Stone, wish they would die. But like a phoenix. You know what I mean? Like Ryan Rashawn, there's another one. There's a fucking corporate shill that sucked his dick until no, I'm just joking. He won a homebrew contest. But still, like Ryan Rashawn, like there's another one. Like what are you doing? Where have you been? Where have all the cowboys gone? That kind of thing. But Stone, yeah, Stone's a big goddamn conglomerate, and I don't like corporate shit. So if you're as soon as you're a corporation, I don't fucking like you. I don't like Stone. I don't like Brewdog. I'm glad they went under. Well, they didn't go under. They filed something like fake bankruptcy, and then they got bought out by somebody else. But there's so many people that like that say like AB InBev is bad, but then still buy. Like, I don't say, like, I don't go out and say I will never buy another Goose Island again ever. I don't go out and say that because I like chance I'll actually pick up a Bourbon County brand stout, because I will probably, if they're on sale, probably will. But I've never went out and said I'll never buy another one again. You know, that kind of thing. Stone's been a big goddamn conglomerate for years. However, there's never been anyone that I've ever heard vocally saying I'll never buy another Stone product because they own fucking apartment buildings and fucking amusement parks and shit. No one's ever said that. You know, like, why haven't you said that? You should have. The disillusion of the mass back to its basics, to rise like a phoenix. And then you can do like, because we were there when they were rising like a phoenix, so you could just capture that lightning in a bottle and experience it again. Where they I'll tell you what, Ruin 10 is still the best beer they've ever made. No, I really did like what's that, the black IPA, Sublimely Self-Righteous Ale, when it was in the Bombers. 22 ounces of Bomber, by the way. 750s is a 750. 22 ounces of Bomber. If you get a 750 and call it a Bomber, wrong. 22 ounces of Bomber. Just saying. This is not a Bomber. This is two 750s. This is 1,500 milliliter. Wow. And then I was like, wow, okay. Well, actually, I'll rant about that now. Good segue. Thanks. You saved me. So this is 1,500 milliliters, two 750s, $29. That's a fucking completely reasonable price, because technically speaking, I wouldn't want to pay more than $15 for a 750 of this beer. I can get 750s of Delirium Noel for $14. Do you know what they charged for a bottle of this for Delirium Noel? $60. That's stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but my math went. Like, look at the volume. Look at the volume. Do your calculator. Like, I understand buying a big bottle is cool, but the bottle, the bigger the bottle, the cheaper it should be. Right? I'm not crazy. If you got 3 750s out of this, I can understand this being, you know, almost $45. Yeah, no problem. But 2 750s, which is generally around $15, should not be cheaper than this. You could get 3 or 4 almost. Well, not $60. Yeah, you could get 4 at $14. You can get 4 750s for one bottle of Delirium Noel. That's people who don't look at prices. What? Okay, and now here's the thing that I think is fucking hilarious. Sip time. All right, let's get the angry going. Let's do it. So, Chimay was there. The Big Boy was called the Big Boy. I think it's cool. I think it's nice. It's a novelty. Again, $50. It's 1,500 milliliters. So it's 2 750s. It's one style, but it's 2 750s, right? I can get the Chimay pack with 3 750s for $36. I'm not doing that. I'm not buying one of those when I can get one of those and even pick up a couple of these with the extra money. Are you fucking stupid? Like, oh my good God, oh my good. It's about fucking reasonable. Like, I understand in their mind's eye. I might have to go and start the vinyl again. In their mind's eye, this is reserved for people that are too rich to know what the fuck they're doing. But guess what? Normal people buy it too. Sorry I called myself normal. I'm not normal. I'm just working class. That's all it is. But yeah, that's the point that I was trying to make. I would do this again. This is totally fucking worth it. And the fact that it's in a big bottle makes it better. Yeah. Ooh, nice. By the way, whose dick do you have to suck to get nominated for a Chuggies? Unbelievable. Man, I just want, if you've stuck around this long, I really appreciate it, because this is why I do this. I mean, one of the things I do is for me. I really like reviewing the beer, talking about the beer, getting in front of the camera. I do like this. I've been a showman my whole life. I like to get on stage, and I haven't gone on stage since 2006. I haven't been on a black metal stage, you know what I mean? Like, so this is kind of like my stage. This is how I like to. Well, one, it's just about me getting out there and talking and getting, forgetting about the world outside and doing this. But I meet the greatest people doing it. So it's like one of the greatest things in the world. It's like, wait a second, I get to drink beer and meet fantastic people who also drink beer, that we can trade beer together. That's awesome. No, so that's pretty fucking awesome. Yeah. I cannot believe any of you have put up with me this long. I just can't do it. I just cannot fathom it. I have friends for 14 years. How? With all this shit in the background, with me being a dickbag, I don't even know how you do it. Even through the Innocent Gun review, where we all wore fake mustaches and spit beer everywhere. I don't know about the mustache. That might be a different review, but it's somewhere damn close. There's a lot of spitting Innocent Gun lager because it was shit. No, Innocent Gun. What was it? Carefully walked by barrels for 14 seconds, and then it's like, it got worse and worse and worse. Like, carefully matured for 14 minutes in a barrel, then like carefully walked by 14 barrels before you got bottled, because the character, oh man, God, when that rum finished, like, it was changed from run cask, and then all of a sudden it was finished. Like, wait, what? And you could taste the difference. Like, holy shit, that original whiskey and rum finish stuff was amazing. So somebody thought, oh well, we can, and that corporation shit, that corporation mentality kicked in. Like, oh, we can just squeeze this fucking penny and give the people that buy our shit a less experience, but we can profit on it. Whenever that happens, let you know in your heart of hearts, it's fucking wrong. It's a wrong thing to do. Just saying. Speaking to the corporation heads in the world, that's the bullshit way to go, and there's a special place in fucking hell waiting for you. Yeah? Yeah. Good. Fuck you. See, I told you. PABrewNews. Oh yeah. This reminds me of my Steenberg review. Oh, get that PABrewNews out. Start calling people pieces of shit. Yeah. Honestly, I'm just having a good time. I think this is great. It's empty. Now I can call you all bastards. No, it's empty. I was actually kind of like, I wasn't here, I was at work, and I was like, oh wow, it's a big bottle. I should probably invite people over. Oh my god, it's so big. Not like a big dick. Get it out of your fucking heads, idiots. But I was like, I'm still thinking it's like this tall and this wide. Like I was like, oh man, that's good. I was like, this is small. I got this. I got this. And I was like, oh, I might have to open another one afterwards. Shit. But no, I've had a great time. I've actually had a fantastic time unwinding. I'm sorry, I hope my nose hasn't been too bad. I've been trying to cut out some stuff, blowing my nose, changing the vinyl instead of just walking around like an idiot and stuff, taking your time. This has been good. This has been good for me. I guess that's what it's all about, right? Alright. PABrewNews for life! Yeah, I like it. Don't watch this long except for Joe. It's all good. I won't even buy Hot Butcher here. Damn, it's empty. I won't buy Hot Butcher here because I don't like, it's not because I don't like Hot Butcher. It's just because the ones that I've been checking, they don't have their cans dated. That might have changed, but all the Hot Butcher stuff, like the Big Meg, I'm a big Megalodon fan, so when I saw the Big Meg, I was like really looking like Jaws and stuff. Looking for it, but none of it was ever dated, so I can't trust that, because in Pennsylvania, when you get hype shit and it's not dated, it could be years and years and years old, and I'm not fucking joking. You never know. I still remember when Weiss Markets got in this fresh batch of Arrogant Bastards from Trogs. That was cool. I was like, fuck yeah. Sorry about the snort. I'll go get that. Hell yeah. I walked over and I checked it out, and I was reading labels, reading this. It was 8 months out of date. Not 8 months from Best By date. It was like bottled on date. I mean 8 months from Best Buy, and it just hit the shelves. Fresh on the shelves. Full price. You gotta be careful. I remember when Eric Brenner over in Michigan, he bought that 6-pack of beer from 2021. It was like 2024 when he bought it. You gotta watch out for that shit. Hell yeah. $29? I would buy this over any. Honestly, the volume would be different, right? I said about volume for price. I think I would buy this over another 4-pack of hype. It's been a wild ass ride these last 14 years, but I've seen, now it looks like a goddamn sweet potato beer. I just saw a sweet potato beer recently. It looks a lot like this on the camera, you know. That was a PA's brewing company too, so I'd actually be kind of interested in trying that. Actually, Joe, I know you're gonna watch this long. If you want some Maple Mistress this year, I'll try to get you some. But until, I think I have to end it. Let me take a sip. I'll contemplate it. Well, I tried to make this the weirdest, longest, randiest, not randiest, but a real conversation that you'd have over something like this. So I think I did a good job. From here on, I just don't know, because I'm one of those guys that's just gonna carry on the way he carries on. There's no set schedule. There's nothing. If I find beers, I'll do them. I will be doing home brewing now that I'm gonna get a second day off, not day off, but morning off. So home brewing will be coming up. I actually want to clean this up, and I want to fill this up with some homebrew, because I do have a big dark Belgian quad, and I'm gonna take that to the next hangout. I'm just gonna bottle it up and let's probably bourbon, little bourbon, you know, and then fill it up with some fermenting with bourbon and sugar, and then fill it all the way up with quad. That's it. So that'll be fun. For this is a great beer. It's a 9 out of 10 beer. It's really good. I thought this the second sip I ever took, and I think it's still a 9 out of 10 beer. I definitely recommend getting a big bottle, but this is the only bottle that I saw that had the proper price. $29 is a proper price for this. But if you, I mean, honestly, if you really think about it, if it's 2 750s, it has to be less than the 2 750s you're gonna buy. Logic, right? Unit price. I did not just figure that out, but my wife told me about unit price, and I would not normally think about that in beer world, but still unit price. If you're gonna pay more for this than 2 750s, for God's sakes, buy the 750s. If you're gonna pay the same price or less than this, get the big goddamn bottle, because it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I really don't think the pretty cool should be another $20. That's ridiculous. Your money's fucking worth something, and you better get the most out of it, all right? Because you worked hard for it. This has been Paul from PABrewNews. You know what? I'm gonna fucking leave it at that, because that is the most important thing I probably will ever say in a beer review. Cheers. Bye bye. Watch that finger.
Wow.